Howdy folks, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be doing something a little simpler for today, a little bit of a shorter video, but hopefully you guys do find it interesting still. So the video we'll be doing is, what is Chief looking at while he is in his drop pod? So, during the part of the mission, the intro cutscene of Delta Halo, when they first see the Halo ring, Master Chief is in his drop pod watching the same thing on his screen in the drop pod. But that's the only time we ever see what's on the screen. Once the camera pans away and everything, we never really see it again. At all. Now, in the Halo 2 Anniversary cutscene, we do get another glimpse at what's on the screen. And it seems to be like, I don't know, I guess like navigational controls or like a map or something, notifications on the screen for his drop pod. But that's it. Like I said, we never really see the screen again. So, behind the scenes, off camera, is there something else on the screen? Well, let's take a look. So we're going to fly around this cutscene a little bit while it's playing. So here's Chief's drop pod at the very end of the room. A little fun fact there, I guess, if you didn't know. But if we look at the screen here, it actually, before it shows the Halo ring thing, the screen can actually show a number of different things. And the first thing you can see is usually like a still or like a frozen image of part of the beginning part of the cutscene, the very beginning. Now, this image can change sometimes. It's not consistent. I'm not exactly sure like when it freezes the image, but as the cutscene goes on, later it shows the Halo ring. So that's the second image you see, and that's the main and only image you see in the classic mode of Halo 2. Now if we let it go, it does change a little bit. So if we let it keep playing, the screen goes black, and then it shows this Hall of Mirrors image, and it looks really trippy, and it actually kills the frame rate on Halo 2 for me on the OG Xbox. But then eventually it freezes and becomes a still image, and it doesn't move anymore when you look around. And then it actually stays like that for quite a bit until the drop pods finally drop. But it's basically Master Chief is staring at like a little Hall of Mirrors thing on the screen for a little bit. Basically, this screen he's looking at, it's I'm not sure what the technical term of it is, but it's when it's not actually displaying an image, it's kind of like it'll be like it'll show a mirrored image, like the Hall of Mirrors glitch in Halo 3 when you go out the map sometimes. But I think that's the only time you really see something like that in Halo 2, because most of the time when you go out the map, you don't really see any Hall of Mirror effects like you do in Halo 3, where you see a lot of that out of the map. This is probably the only time in Halo 2 that you see it. But anyways, let's keep following Chief as he drops down. So this part is interesting when he's actually in this drop pod and it zooms in close on his face and Cortana's is mind the bump. When we actually pan the camera out, the front of his drop pod's actually already separated from him, and he's kind of just dropping down all exposed and everything, which would be a very terrifying way to drop down in a drop pod. But I can't get too close to the screen without it disappearing. But if you look closely there, you can see it's still displaying the Hall of Mirrors effect actively as well, not like a frozen image or anything. Now, the last time we could look into the drop pod is during this part of the cutscene where the grunt shoots the turrets up at the drop pods right before they land. So Master Chief isn't in any of these pods technically. All these pods are just generic ones. I'm not really sure which one is Chief's pod, but it doesn't matter. All the pods are displaying the same image. So all the ODSTs inside, they're all looking at the same things. And as you saw there, the image this time, it's another frozen still of the previous cutscene. This one is a lot more consistent. I've always had the image of the jackal on it. I've never had any other different image. So I guess whenever the cutscene decides to freeze the image there, it's pretty consistent. But yeah, so basically that is just a little fun fact there, I guess, for you guys. But that's what Master Chief is looking at on his screen. When it's dropping down, it's not really displaying. It's more like a glitch screen at that point. It's just displaying random frozen images from the cutscene or a Hall of Mirrors effect. But yeah, so the more you know. But yeah, so it was a little shorter and simpler video for today. Nothing groundbreaking, I guess. Nothing mind-blowing, unless for some of you it is. I showed a few more interesting things in the cutscene that you might not have noticed before behind the scenes. But if you did enjoy this video nonetheless, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and comments, anything else you want me to check out or look into, or anything behind the scenes you've been curious about during cutscenes. Let me know, and I could do my best to take a look. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.